Hi, I'm Brian Halverson and I'm a dentist. I've been in practice for over 35 years and I've written a book about my principles on holistic dentistry. The book is called Great Teeth for Life. In this video I talk about infected wisdom teeth and what you can do. First thing I'd like to say, the wisdom teeth are at the very back of the mouth and literally start to grow into the mouth at normally about 17, 18 years old. They're a throwback to Stone Age man when the rest of the teeth used to wear down and was enough room for them to grow. In most modern jaws, there's actually not enough room for them to grow. And so what often happens is they grow halfway through and then the gum gets inflamed and unfortunately an infection. This can be extremely painful, followed with fat faces, and unfortunately normally occurs, especially with students and possibly students at university. Now, the name wisdom tooth actually is not because it's a particularly wise tooth, it's because when the name was first thought about, it actually occurred at a time when it was regarded as being at our wisest. Possibly at 17, 18, which is, I think, by today's standard, a little bit debatable. Now, an infected wisdom tooth can be very serious, and the first line of treatment, if the gum feels sore, it isn't actually the tooth that's actually the thing that gets infected, it's the gum around the tooth and the jawbone underneath the wisdom tooth. The tooth itself is often perfectly sound, and there isn't any decay there, it's simply the gums got infected. It is such a difficult area to clean, but if you have wisdom teeth coming through, or you know of somebody who has a problem, the first thing is as they're coming through, even if they're not giving any trouble, make sure that you brush the gum in and around and on top of the wisdom tooth. This helps to remove any bacterial plaque. If this doesn't work, the next thing to do is to brush, but also to actually use a good old-fashioned remedy, and that is to make up some very concentrated warm salty water. Now, it is important to make it as concentrated as possible. How you do this is possibly by taking an egg cup, or say a whiskey tumbler, a small container, and actually fill it with hot water. Pour in the salt, doesn't matter what sort of salt. Sea salt, table salt, doesn't matter. It's the sodium chloride. And just keep stirring it until you literally cannot get any more salt to dissolve. Why a small container? Well, you don't really want a mouthful of salt over the whole lot. So say for example it's this wisdom tooth here that's giving trouble. Pour it in, lean over that way, and then just sort of blow your cheek so you're irrigating the actual area that you want to. Do this for about a minute. Now the reason why it's important is the fact it allows the salt to act both as a local disinfectant, but more importantly there's a process called osmosis where in fact the concentrated salt draws out the fluid which is actually causing, frankly, the discomfort. It's often not just infection, it can just be inflammation in the gum tissue. This hopefully will remedy most cases of infected wisdom teeth. If it doesn't, I'm afraid it's the next step or stop is actually visit the dentist. And often he will assess the situation. You may need a systemic antibiotic to get rid of the pain and the swelling. And then there's a decision made if in fact the wisdom teeth should remain in your mouth or actually be removed. And this is something that you often need to have a discussion with your dentist about. I'm hoping that these tips will help you. Thank you.